So the actual exit planning process is kind of time consuming. I'm involved from the very beginning to the very end as the exit planning consultant. So I have that credential, the Certified Exit Planning Advisor credential. But not all advisors really need to go out and get credentialed. They just need to know the process when they're working with business owners, if they have a book of business with business owners. And that front end, so there's like basically 3 gates. The front gate is the assessment gate, right? We have to figure out, where are we now? We can't figure out where we're going until we know where we are right now. And so what's the business worth? Is there a gap? Many times there's a gap between what we really feel we need, and the financial advisor, of course, is a big part of that decision-making process, and where we actually are. Is there a big gap? Do we need to close that gap? What do we need to do to close that gap? So in the beginning of the exit planning process, there's a lot of assessing that needs to be done. So financial preparedness is huge. The owner needs to know, do I have enough to be able to maintain my lifestyle if I'm going to exit from my business? It's a huge fear for business owners. They're afraid of what they don't know, so they don't do anything. So those financial advisors who are working with business owners need to be super preemptive in helping them think through, what do I need? What do I want? What does life look like after business? Many business owners, unfortunately, will actually derail their own exit, their own deal, because they can't imagine what life would be like without their business. It's so much of who they are. It's their sense of relevancy, right? Gives them a reason to get up in the morning. And my background as a business owner, prior to being an advisor, I kind of went through my own exit, and so I understand what keeps them up at night. I know what makes them tick, I know what they're afraid of, and I can relate to that. And it also helps me then to be able to educate the advisors who are part of this process. So in the beginning, we're talking about assessing the value of the business, assessing the financial preparedness of the owner. The financial advisor, of course, and the insurance advisors are a huge part of that in the very beginning. And then throughout the preparation phase, right, once we've done our assessments, then we need to figure out, how do we get that business ready? How turnkey is that business? Is that a business that we can actually sell? Is it transferable? If it's not transferable, what do we have to do to make it transferable? How dependent is it on the owner? Many of them are. Do they have customer concentration issues? Do they have key people that have not been retained? Those are all detractors of value in a business. And they're not necessarily projects that a financial advisor is going to get involved in. However, they do need to know that those kinds of things exist that do pull from the value and the transferability of the company. So once we've gone through all of those steps, right, build value, assess value, build value, then the owner is much more educated to be able to make a decision on what they want to do next. And the advisors are working with them, walking with them through the entire process. So part of the process of exit planning is to work in a collaborative team environment. When I say a collaborative team, I'm talking about advisors from different disciplines that need to work with the business owner. Because the financial advisor doesn't have all the answers, and they don't practice law. I don't practice law. I'm not an accountant. But we need all of those people, right? We need an estate planning attorney. We need a business attorney. We need an accountant. We need someone who can do valuation. And sometimes that's part of the accounting firm, sometimes it's not. And then, of course, we have to have the financial advisors. They're paramount. And they also, because of the knowledge that they have of the business owner, both from a professional standpoint as well as a personal standpoint, like they have that holistic picture of the business owner and their life, their family. They really are like that next quarterback position, if you will. So if someone like me, like a certified exit planner, isn't part of the process, then that position lends itself to be the person to lead and coordinate, because they do have the whole picture. So that's why it's so important for them to be educated and understand what their role is and how they fit in.